How do the adult children feel about their parents, especially the mother who was charged with enabling neglect and sexual abuse? Like, how do they feel about that?
Well, you have to remember, those are their parents. Those are their parents. So they still love both their parents. I mean, some of them don't understand why the dad lied. Some of them, in the beginning, it was like, we don't understand. Why would he do that? So they didn't believe it. But as time goes on, of course, they're starting to believe and they're starting to question a lot of things that was going on in their life. But it's it's still an everyday struggle for them because those are their parents. That was the only thing that they knew. So going into this, I knew that I was about to tear apart a family. So they're doing as good as they can right now, as much as you can expect for to have your mother and your dad present right now.
So as far as like, have you noticed like any level of resentment, or are they still just kind of just soaking this in right now?
Now, when you say resentment, are you talking about resentment against me?
No, against their parents.
No, 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 not at all, not at all. And people may not like me for this, and I struggle back and forth with the mom being in prison. Of course, they don't think their mom should be in prison. At first, they didn't think their dad should be in prison because you have to remember this is all they know. So now you have a person in front of them saying that your dad is a pedophile. Then you have the police are saying all these things. They like, we don't understand. How could he do these things? How could my dad do this? And it's a hard thing for them to grasp. And then you have to remember the mentality of these young adults, that how they've been living and how they've been sheltered. So that it's been a hard road for them. It's been a hard road for them to kind of understand and come to grips with everything. That their parents are in jail. I was the one that did it. It's not an easy thing every day. It's not, and oof, it's hard. It's hard and emotional every day.
With this situation, and we're all grateful, and you will absolutely see all the people just light up the comment section because so many people are so grateful that you were able to expose this, you were able to intervene in what we all understand was so wrong with this situation, to help them all. Can you kind of discuss the ongoing journey of healing and recovery for the family and the role that you play in supporting them?
Well, of course, trying to keep them on a straight course every day, working, going to school, uh, just different things that I can go out with them and do, taking them to the movies, taking them out to parks, taking them different places, just sometimes just sitting around and talking. I'll take a couple of them to my house for the weekend, and we'll just sit around and talk. I try to bring up their mom and their dad almost on a daily basis so that I can get them to talk about it and not hold it in. Because first of all, you got to remember, I was the one that did it. And then there's people around me thinking that, well, these young adults are going to do something to you because of what I did. I was never scared about one of them harming me because they're inside of my home. That's never crossed my mind before. I've never seen any violence from them. There's people on the outside looking in that didn't know that. So you had people in my ear saying you shouldn't take them to your home, that you shouldn't do this, but I did it anyway because I was spending time around them all the time working. I got close to them. So now trying to help them navigate life, every day we talk about their parents. Every single day. There's not a day that I go by that I don't bring that up because I need to know the mindset of these young adults that I'm trying to help. I need to make sure that they know that just because I did what I did doesn't mean that I don't love them and I'm not trying to harm them. I'm just trying to help them. So it's hard um, trying to not get emotional every day and talk to them. You know, there's one that want to sit down and tell their story to other people. And I think by talking about it and getting it out, it, for me, it makes me feel better. And then and a lot of times it's making them feel better as well and making them understand that the life that you was living, it wasn't a life. You were living in captivity and they don't know that. So that's more frustrating for me than anything else, that I can't get that point across. I mean, it's getting there. It's like trying to break through a rock, knowing that there's something inside of that rock, and I'm chipping away every day at that rock. And some of the rocks I'm not getting through, and some of them I am. But I think if I keep talking, showing them some compassion, showing them love, that one day the rock is going to crack, and they're gonna, because right now they don't know.
Right.
Every day they still don't know.
With the adult children, do they now realize they were truly in a bad situation? What's your thought
No,
on that?
no. That's what I was telling you just now about the rock. They you have one that's kind of coming out and saying she knows now. You have the other ones that are, I don't really know. I'm still unsure. Um, so you have one advocate in the family that's trying to say no. You know, he did this to us. He did this to us. He was a bad person. But then on the other hand, that's my dad. I still love my dad. So
Right.
I'm not trying to make them hate him because that's their dad and that's their mom. But at the same time,
There's
trying to
right
get
and
them to,
wrong.
yeah, and they can't. The one with the kids, that's it. She's almost a lost cause, but I'm not giving up on her. But it is hard to convince her that, hey, this guy, you know, he's raping you. He was doing. She don't get that. No, not to her, and not to a couple of the other ones. You know, so it's a struggle every day, talking, having conversations. Sometimes they don't want to talk about it, but I bring it up anyway. And then I have to really try to ask, well, where does that put me in this situation? Because I was the one. So I'm constantly asking them, are they mad at me? Are you pissed at me? How do you feel about, when they hear bad news about their mom and their dad? I'm the one that delivers that news. So that's hard by itself because I have to go and tell them about something about their mom and their dad,
Right.
and I'm the one that's in the prison.
Yeah.
That's hard. So that it's some days I don't know whether I'm coming to go. It's hard, and uh, I don't ever think about stopping. Um, I just try to deal with it.
How long do you plan on helping this family? Like what's because we know what you're doing in the short term, and I do want to say this if you don't mind, that I'm sure a lot of us out there, including myself, are very grateful for everything that you've done thus far and continue to do. So that would be more or less like the short term, like the right here, right now. Long term going forward, like how long do you plan on helping the family?
You know, Jay, I never thought about it. I honestly, in the beginning, I didn't think about it. It's just something from my heart that I need to do. I need to see it all the way to the end to make sure that they're able to get out on their own, take care of themselves, and try to make sure as much as I can that they're not being taken advantage of, and to make sure that they can navigate life by themselves. So honestly, I can't answer that. So as long as it takes, maybe for the rest of my life, I don't know. I don't know.